Now at 5 o'clock, Churchill Downs announcing today new safety initiatives after the deaths of multiple racehorses. Hello, everyone. I'm Shay McAllister.
And I'm Doug Profit. This comes after the emergency meetings held this week with the Federal Horse Racing Authority, equine vets, and industry experts. Our sports director Ken Spencer is joining us here live right now, breaking down these safety initiatives. Many have been wondering how Churchill Downs would react. One thing they didn't do was stop racing. It's underway, going out of the gate at 5 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, and all these measures came after a meeting this morning between track officials and the horsemen based at Churchill Downs. And there's three main measures that will start immediately at the track. First, they're pausing track-based incentives, including trainer start bonuses and purse payouts to every finisher through last place. Now, purse payouts will only go to the top 5 finishers in a race. The track is working with the horsemen to figure out where the money, which would have been paid out, will now go towards to help benefit the industry. Second, they're going to be restricting the number of starts a horse can have. Now, a horse can only have 4 starts during a rolling 8-week period. Third, a poor performance standard. If a horse is beaten by more than 12 lengths in 5 consecutive starts, they'll be ineligible to race at Churchill Downs until they are approved by the equine medical director. We talked with Matt Hegarty this afternoon for the Daily Racing Forum to see how those in the industry are handling these changes.
On the backside, I think everyone, including all the trainers are willing to do whatever it takes if they can try to figure out a way to reduce these injuries to a level that's at least manageable.
And like I said earlier, these changes go into effect immediately, but it's unclear how long they will last. They were also shown a presentation by an equine surgeon providing more educational tools to trainers and information about advanced interventions for certain injuries.
Well, Kent, a lot of questions about the track itself. The old dirt track at Churchill Downs, which is so famous, been there, 149 years now. They reviewed the track. Did the safety initiatives even mention the track today? Well,
HISA has also sent somebody out at Churchill Downs. Anything from that review has not even been revealed. But as you notice, all these changes are trainer based and saying, it's really everything is going to the trainers and putting everything in the trainers' hands at this point.
All right, Ken. Thank you very much. Different agencies around horse racing, including multiple different experts on this, are coming together to figure out exactly what is causing the recent spike in horse deaths at Churchill Downs. Our focus team is looking into those efforts coming up tonight at 6.
We want to tell you about a story that happened this afternoon. We're keeping an eye on it as President Joe Biden had a bad fall caught on camera after he tripped over an object on stage at the Air Force Academy commencement ceremony late today. Here's what happened. The president did not appear to hit his head there as he took a hard fall. It looked like he tripped over a sandbag. After the fall, the White House communications director tweeted out that President Joe Biden is doing just fine. Again, he tripped there over a sandbag that was there on the ground. We have not received any other updates from the White House tonight.
Now to a major traffic closure that will have a huge impact on about half of Jefferson County drivers. Starting Friday night, the westbound lanes will close between the Watterson and Story Avenue on I-64. They will stay closed for the next 2 weeks for road repairs.
It's a big one because you also have the Sherman-Benton work still underway connecting New Albany with Louisville. We've got team coverage on the best way to tackle this upcoming detour starting tomorrow night. In a minute, we're going to be talking with WHS Alexis Jones, who talked with first responders on how they're preparing for a major interstate to be closed. But first, WHS 11's Sam Gabrielli breaks down now the closure and how it will impact you.
Meteorologist Sam Gabrielli here with you, providing a traffic update that was going to be taking place beginning at 8 p.m. this Friday. All westbound lanes of I-64 between the Watterson Expressway and Story Avenue will be closed off until June 16th. Prepare for the 2-week closure of westbound lanes, that is. You will be detoured on the Watterson Expressway going east or westbound beginning this Friday at 8 p.m. Expect multiple delays, major delays to be taking place. The suggested route Another suggested route is taking Shelbyville Road from the Watterson Expressway and taking that either on Lexington or else taking it eastbound on Frankfort from Shelbyville Road going eastbound. An additional detour to that as well is taking Frankfort all the way to Zorn Avenue. You can connect up to 71 into downtown Louisville that direction. But of course, the main detour is taking the Watterson Expressway towards I-71. And there's one more additional detour for those of you down to the south. You can take Taylorsville Road to Bardstown Road. via the Waterston Expressway going westbound. This will be a very impactful construction project, and we are expecting to see the eastbound lanes be affected after this westbound construction project takes place. We'll be keeping you posted here at WHAS 11.
Well, as one rant viewer said last night, what's next? Quicksand on Bardstown Road? Well, we're going to have to put up with this one for two weeks. It's going to be long. So how is it going to impact your daily commute, and especially more seriously first responders?
Alexis, we know you were talking to them today. Are they worried about the highway being shut down?
Well, Shay, they don't seem too concerned, but they do expect slight delays, but they said it's nothing they can't handle.
It may be an inconvenience, but first responders say Louisville's I-64 closure won't block them from saving lives.
This is what we do. We deal with emergencies. We're quick to find different solutions to different problems.
St. Matthews Fire and EMS Chief Nick Clark says his team will rely on several resources to get around. That includes Metro Safe dispatchers, GPS systems inside emergency vehicles, and traffic dashboards in every fire station. Chief Clark says they will also take alternate routes like I-65 or Frankfort Avenue if they have to head downtown. Though he anticipates traffic delays over the next 2 weeks, he says it's nothing they're not used to.
Public's usually pretty good about responding to our sirens and lights and that type of thing. So while it's a concern, it's not necessarily something that we'll worry about.
As for the public, Clark is asking everyone to have patience
and understand that we deal with this kind of stuff all the time, and that there's no reason to have real huge concern other than it's going to take you a little longer to get from point A to point B.
In here downtown, Louisville Fire, EMS, and LMPD say the closure won't have a huge impact on their teams, but in the meantime, they will take side roads. Shay.
All right, Alexis, thank you very much. It is June 1st, and Doug, it certainly feels like summer out there.
It does. It caught me when you said June 1st there, Shay, because take a look at that sky. That really does look like a southern sky. And I'll tell you what, the last couple of days were warm, but today was really hot.
I haven't been outside since 9 o'clock this morning when I walked in here, so I guess I'm in for a treat when I finally get out there.
You're going to melt. You're going to. Don't let Shay melt when she walks out the door here.
Yeah, guys, I'd say this is officially hot, 90 degrees, and typically we hit our first 90 on June 1st, so we are right on time as far as that goes, and thankfully humidity hasn't been too bad, and with that high of 90, about 8 degrees above our normal high of 82 and 6 off the record high of 96 that was set over 120 years ago back in 1895. Our low this morning in the upper 60s. Right now, we are still near 90 degrees, but notice that humidity at 39%. It doesn't feel any hotter, so our feels like temperature right at our actual temperature. A live view here over the city with a mix of some cumulus clouds and sunshine with our Belmont Village Senior Living Camp on our U of L Health Camera Network, and temperatures are mainly around 85 to 90. A little cooler south where we've had a couple of pop-up downpours. You can see them kind of on either side of Campbellsville right now near Columbia and south of Litchfield, but most locations are going to stay dry for this evening with again temperatures staying on the warm side in the 80s while the sun is up. We drop down to the mid 60s, so it'll be a humid start tomorrow, but tomorrow afternoon some dry heat with highs in the upper 80s and lower 90s, and we're going to keep it hot through the weekend as well. Clear and mild tonight, forecast low 67, 86 by lunchtime tomorrow as we start to heat up pretty quickly, and your forecast high for tomorrow afternoon at 91. It does get a bit hotter through the weekend. We'll plan it out just ahead.
All right, Ben, thank you very much. For more than 100,000 students, today is the last day of school for the 2022-2023 school year.
That's right. It's all over now. The final moment just a little while ago. It's been a big year at JCPS with major changes coming out of COVID, and with new security and new assignment plans in the works, more changes are ahead. Connor Steffen is live right now at Johnson Traditional Middle School. Connor, what are the reviews at the end of the school year?
Well, Doug, if you were here about 2 hours ago, you would have seen a lot of screaming, not just students, but also staff happy to enter this summer. Now, while we're entering the end of a school year, you have to realize for JCPS administration, they're looking at a busy summer ahead. The work is actually just now picking up for them heading into that next school year. And when we're talking about this summer, interesting to note, JCPS Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio even said that this summer is the most important to the school district since the summer of 1976. Quite a big summer back back then. Now, a primary reason for that, there's actually a slew of reasons, but one primary one is the impact the omnibus anti-trans bill, SB 150, now law, could have come the start of the next school year.
Yeah, so it's it's a challenge for us, without a doubt. I think it's a challenge for every district right now, is getting clarity around what Senate Bill 150 says. We are very concerned, as KDE said in their guidance, their initial guidance, that some of it may go against some federal laws around Title IX and some other issues.
We pressed Polio for a time frame on this. He said, given SB 150's emergency clause, new rules will have to be in place by the start of next school year. So we do have a date for that, and that's barring any legal or judicial developments. We also have some numbers to share with you this afternoon regarding JCPS's staggered school start time. So we're looking at about 80% of schools in the district affected by that. If we're talking about middle and high schools, their start time will change to 7:40. As for elementary school students, their start time changes to 9:05. That will bring the number of bus routes down to 600 for the start of next school year. So those are just some of the plans we're talking about for JCPS administration heading into the summer. Coming up at 6, we'll have even more. We're going to be talking about the rollout of a new student assignment plan, one of the biggest changes in decades for the school. We'll also be talking about some more plans again coming up at 6. Doug Shea.
All right. Good to see the excitement there at the final day of school.
I liked all
little
that.
hollering.
The dancing there at the end, Doug.
Very good.
All right, Connor, thank you.